Hey guys, Mitch here, up in the bush just above my house, reviewing the Tikka T3 bolt action rifle made by Sako. This particular rifle is a 270, and I've chucked some Optilock rings and a Zeiss Terra 3 to 9 by 40 scope on here. From the factory it does come with aluminium rings, however I took those off and put the steel ones on just so it holds it there a bit better. And it comes from the factory with this polymer stock. This is the stainless steel version, so obviously the bolt and barrel are stainless steel. Comes with a 17mm dovetail mount, which is also drilled and tapped for Weaver mounts, which you can get aftermarket for it. Comes with this 3-round detachable polymer magazine. A lot of people have a problem with it being polymer, but I think that's fine, especially given that Glocks have got so much polymer in them and they're such reliable pistols. You can put one up the spout, increase your capacity to 4 rounds, but I don't think that's needed, especially with the 270. It should just be a one shot, one kill kind of deal. On that, this is pretty much a hunting rifle. I've seen people shoot long range with these too, but for me, I use this for hunting. Without the scope and everything, it comes in weighing 2.8 kgs from the factory. Right now, with all the stuff that I've got on it, it's about 3.5 kgs with a loaded magazine. I've safety checked this rifle beforehand too. The bolt is a 2-piece bolt design with 2 locking lugs and a plunger ejector, similar to the other older model Sakos. The bolt's very quiet in the bush to cock and decock. As you can hear here, to cock it, it's almost silent, which is great if there's game animal nearby. Decocking it, also nearly silent, and that's great when you're jumping into the car or something like that. To remove the bolt, simply pull the bolt back and press the bolt release. Simple as that. Push it back in to get it back there, and you're ready to go. To remove the magazine, press on this little detent up here, the front of the magazine, and it'll shoot right out. As you can see, the detent won't get caught on any vines or anything as you're moving through the bush, which is another added advantage of this rifle. Brilliant. When the rifle's cocked, you've got the red cocking indicator here, and when the safety's off, as you can see there, you'll have the red safety indicator. When you pull the safety back, as the rifle is cocked, it'll lock the bolt and the trigger. When the rifle is on half cock, you can only lock the trigger, and the bolt is free to move. On half cock, the safety is quite easy to bump off. Just takes a very light tap and the safety will come off. So a lot of people here will get extra gunsmithing work done, where they will have a second hole drilled into the bolt and be able to lock the bolt and trigger at half cock. On the note of the plastic bolt shroud, it's very easy to replace with any aftermarket parts you might have. Simply rotate the bolt counterclockwise until it stops moving, and then pull up and the plastic bolt shroud comes right off. It's very easy to replace if you might need to, and for cleaning. To replace it, just simply do the same thing. Push it down and then turn it clockwise until you hear that click. If you go any further than that, you'll decock the spring, and it's extremely hard to recock it, so try not to avoid going too far clockwise. From factory, this comes with a 2.5 pound trigger. It's adjustable down to 2 pounds and up to 4 pounds. Currently I got mine set at 3. I like a bit of a heavier trigger out here in the bush, just in case my safety does slip off. I'm not going to brush it up against anything and have it firing by itself. The safety is very solid, like I said before, and I wouldn't worry about it when you're traipsing through the bush at all. The bolt is very smooth in this operation. I've actually never felt a smoother bolt apart from maybe the older Sakos. Given that it's stainless steel, not blued, it's two harder surfaces against each other, and it makes that bolt extremely smooth. It's one of the first things that people say about this rifle when they pick it up. Here in New Zealand, this is probably one of the most popular centerfire rifles, just because it's light. It's only 2.8 kgs, and it's very streamlined too. This rifle, it's got nothing that's going to get caught on all the vines like you see behind me. This rifle currently, in its current configuration, weighs 3.5 kgs with a loaded magazine. Just a little bit heavier than it would have been if I kept the aluminium rings on there and had a smaller scope. However, I think the weight's justified on this rifle. Comes with a match grade crown on this barrel, and each barrel is inspected by hand at the Sako factory, and they're all guaranteed to shoot within 1 inch at 100 meters, which gives you a bit of reassurance when you're out there in the field, so you know it's your shooting, not the rifle. The dovetail mounts are 17mm wide, like I said before, and they come drilled and tapped for weaver mounts, which some people put on here just to give you that little bit of extra hold on your scope. Aftermarket parts for this rifle, like I said, include the weaver rail, obviously suppressors, different rings, different bolt handles too. You can get more tactical kind of Remington 700 style bolt handles with plastic and whatnot. I don't think it's necessary. You can also get triggers for it, and thumb hole, adjustable cheek piece and extendable butt piece stocks, as well as laminated and whatever you might find. There's plenty of aftermarket stuff out there. Like I said, from factory it weighs 2.8 kgs, but this one in its current configuration weighs 3.5. It's plenty light enough for me. I've taken this rifle about 110 k's through bush and trail through its lifetime, and I've never really noticed the weight. I've taken the sling off that I had on here before, simply because in this really dense bush it'll get caught on there, and given that it's so light I can just carry it in one hand. Another point about this rifle is the weatherproofing. As you can tell, well, maybe you can't, but it's raining now. The stainless steel really holds up to the weather perfectly fine. I've had this rifle drag through the mud, I've had it completely soaking to the point where there's actually a waterfall of water coming out the end of the barrel, and it's still completely fine, looks brand new. Polymer stock also adds to that. It doesn't swell like wood might, and it doesn't get dinged up on the bush. I'm shooting 130 grain Federals out of this rifle right now. I find the recoil to actually be pretty fine. I'm only 75 kgs, about 175 centimeters tall, so I'm not a big guy, but it's not actually that much recoil to handle in the bush, especially because you should only be taking one shot anyway. The 3-round magazine is fine. Like I said, if you need to take another shot on an animal, you do have 3 there, but with a 270 it'll drop it instantly if your shot placement is good. Thanks for watching, guys. That was my review of the Tikka T3 bolt action rifle, and we'll hopefully be uploading a bit more soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.